Come manifest your best life with 190 Vision.
My name is Laura, and you are?
My name is Jackie.
Jackie, will you tell us a little bit about yourself?
I have 3 kids and I'm married.
We're going to be talking about relationships in your life and how they were before you reached out to 190 Vision, and then what took place later. So let's begin. What was your relationship like with your family?
Let's talk about my parents first.
Okay.
I had my relationship, especially with my dad, it didn't feel like a daughter and father relationship. It felt more like I was just responsible taking care of the kids, and I didn't feel that I felt love from my parents. I just feel like it was just the burden of them, going to work and just leaving me the kids, and always constantly it's my fault taking. If they fell, it's gonna be my fault because I didn't take good care of them. So I didn't feel the love, and I felt that my parents gave the love to my younger siblings than to me.
Okay, so when you say you were there to take care of the kids, you're referring to your younger siblings?
Yes, I have one brother and 3 sisters, and I'm the oldest of 5.
Okay. Did that change at all as you became an adult?
It started changing when I met Ken, and then when I start learning about the teachings, and then when I start using the violet flame decree, I started to understand. My dad and I got a lot closer, and especially after I got married, I was able to see a different perspective on his side, and learning from the teachings what it meant about relationships and parents. And my dad and I are very close right now, so I can call him anytime and talk to him, and he'll call me to talk. So I'll talk to him like once a week, and my mom, I talk to her like every day, or even sometimes 2 times a day. So our relationship have gotten a lot closer, and there's no more like, I don't feel like he's yelling at me now. I feel like as our relationship grew, I felt we're having a conversation. We're talking about things together instead of me just sitting there listening to him and just yelling at me for doing things wrong.
Okay. Now, you also mentioned the relationship with your mom.
Yes.
What was your relationship with your mom like? Because you mentioned a lot about your dad.
Right.
How about your mom?
We didn't really. I felt more scared of my dad. With my mom, I wasn't scared, but I same thing about me taking care of my brother and sisters and just taking care of the household. I felt like I was put as an adult since I was 3, 4 years old, and felt like these are not my kids. Why can't I just enjoy life and be able to feel love and be able to feel care from them, that I needed attention to, and not just from not them giving it to my brother and sister, which I saw they did. And then as they grow again, my mom, like I said, I talk to her every day, 2 times a day, sometimes 3 times a day, and sometimes we just talk about, what she ate for dinner, what is she's planning to do, and I tell her about the kids and mine. Sometimes we just talk about food and gardening and the weather, just general talking, and it never gets tired. Like I just finished talking to her before we have this session right now, and it was just, what are you eating? How was the weather today? And we talked for like 20, 30 minutes just on FaceTime, seeing it. So I do talk to my mom a lot more than my dad, because my dad still works. So with him, I talk to him like on the weekend. Monday he get off early, so I used to talk to him on Monday, and then Saturday or Sunday.
Okay. And what about your siblings? You mentioned them. What was the relationship like between all of you before you met Ken and started implementing the violet flame?
With my siblings, I felt like I was a mother figure, so they always just listen. There's like, because my parents wasn't there, they were working, they didn't have time to take care of them during the daytime. So I felt they were just look at me as a mother figure to them. So, and then the relationship has always been the same even till this day. I think they still look at that way, but we have gotten a lot closer. We do talk a lot now on as a group messaging. We send each other group message, so we don't have to do individual groups. I do talk to my sisters over the phone conversations and my brother. So I feel like our relationship has gotten a lot stronger after I learned about the teachings and about knowing about families and karmas and values of different things that I learn about and what my life purpose is.
Okay, fantastic. Now, let's move on then to your husband and you.
Yes, when I first met my husband, we were friends in the beginning. There was a connection between us, and then I checked with Ken for guidance, and then Ken's like, "Yeah, you should go, date him." I asked for about regarding marriage, and our relationship was good in the beginning. Then, of course, it got a little rocky where we were living separate in separate states, and then things happened between.
Was that before you got married or after you got married?
After we got married, he moved to different state for the army. I think we were separated in 3 different states actually. So after we got married, and things were always okay in the beginning, and then they got a little rough. We have challenges in our marriage to a point where we almost filed for divorce. But then I checked with twice actually. I checked with Ken for guidance, and then he said, "Nope, that you stay in your marriage, and you'll get the guidance if you're supposed to be leaving the marriage." So the first time I wanted to leave, but Ken said, "Nope, the guidance is for you to stay." So that after we did that, our marriage did get better and closer in our relationship. And then the second time I felt it happen again, I felt like, wow, why is this happening again? And I was questioning myself. I'm like, why are you letting this do it to you? First it happened, now the second time. Then I realized, checking with the guidance with Ken, is like there's a lot of common things that's going on that we have to balance. So I was able to, we stayed with my husband. And now after staying with my husband and I have been married 20 years. And I felt like our relationship right now, these past years, especially attending the training, the 190 Vision training, have actually opened up more about myself instead of about my husband.
Okay, now going back just a little bit. When you were having the first challenge with your husband because you were living in separate states because of his job with the Army, did you guys have kids at that time?
Yes, I have my oldest daughter. Yes, I have my daughter was born then.
What were you thinking and feeling at that time, knowing that there is this challenge taking place in your relationship and the guidance was to just stay there?
Actually, I have my oldest daughter. I was actually pregnant with my second one when it happened. I actually just wanted to end everything and I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I felt I was strong enough. I can take care of my kids independently as a single mom, and I have the support from my parents. My parents has always been there, so I felt like I can do it independently. I don't need to have my husband there or in marriage because there's a lot of single mom out there. So it was from that standpoint, I felt I was strong. On the emotional standpoint, because I was pregnant at that time, it was very emotional on the other side. I was, really sad, and there are times that I just didn't want to do anything, and is more of a shock that it happened, that our marriage was going that directions. And the guidance was, nope, just stay. And it was very hard to stay because I think, maybe 5, 6 months pregnant at that time. And then I was living with my parents and then having my oldest daughter there with me. So it was a really dark part, if you want to call it dark, right? Dark part of my life that time. But grateful that I was able to get the guidance and the support from Ken anytime I need anything, a question or concern, or just venting to him. I was able to give him a call like 2 o'clock in the morning. If I need to call him, I'm able to do that. So I think that helped it, guided me through the karma section that my husband and I had to balance at that time.
To hear the rest of this story, go to 190 Vision TV on Roku TV or Amazon Fire.